Hello, I am the cartoonist M. Rashid. Uh, Balancing living life with the perfect time of the age is what I call this cartoon. And it's uh, based on the idea of what's normal in your society and how you move. Like being able to be free in your personal self expression and wear what you want to wear and do what you want to do. That's There are reasonably normal boundaries on top of stuff like that based on the age that you find yourself in, what the rules of the land you live in and stuff, as well as a bunch of other stuff, you know. So, how far you express yourself. I came across a quote the other day from Stuart Brand where he's talking about during the hippie movement when they were like using the building the technology and to like what would eventually become the personal computer and all that stuff. They were their goal was in under their communist socialism like ideals as the hippie gen was to like make that stuff available for everybody, and everybody will have your own thing going, which I thought was noble. Actually, I thought that was, yeah, that would be great. That would be great. But what they were talking about was an open free marketplace, where everybody like doing their own thing and whose stuff is the best, and with a healthy economic competition to it. And the ideal state capitalism is what they're actually referring to inside of that type of system and movement. The problem, you know, is that the types of freedoms that you have are dictated by what's safe for everybody and a lot of other stuff too. Because at the end of that quote, he started talking about, well, you can't make nuclear weapons just because you feel like it. And it became a pushback towards what they were trying to do and stuff like that. That's why normal regulations and stuff to maintain the safety of society and stuff has to be a part of those type of plans. You can't just do whatever you want. A sociopath thinks that way. Well, so what? Somebody gets shot. I'll do what I want in my property. Like, that's not realistic. You have to be taken down. So, in the particular discussion being had in this between these two characters here is the idea of, men wearing a dress. Okay. Now, for people who are well traveled and stuff, they recognize that a dress like outfit is worn by men all over the world throughout all different types of cultures throughout history. That is actually not a big deal. The kilt and the dishdasha and like all these like different outfits that people like the Indian men wear a form of skirt thing. Like, it's actually not a big deal unless you are in the United States of America. And our clothing has been very strictly gendered in our culture. So the LGBT community and stuff are, part of their thing is probably trying to break Americans out of that mindset for a variety of reasons. They're trying to do that. But for this purpose, it's like, okay, it makes sense in the abstract that it is not a big deal. Everybody's, we're the only ones who are using it in that way. And, but the idea of pushing the Black American male specifically to be the guinea pig, push you out front. You work the dress. You be the one to break that. Because in the time we are in, black men are also being forced to be the face of the LGBT movement itself. You're feminizing black men, so the timing for trying to like normalize a dress like outfit in our wardrobe, this is not the place for that now. That's the thing. You're trying to like strip me of my maleness, of my masculinity, of who I am from that place artificially for some other genders, for some other agenda. And that's not good for me. Making me a puppet mascot for your thing that's in a long term only going to benefit you and it's going to make me a laughing stock is not a thing. So that conversation that they're having is weighing that. Is it worth something trivial in fashion that's going to have these repercussions on the political stage at my expense? It's not, you know. So even though I understand and I even support the Smith family and like how they raise their kids and like, you know, just, you could explore certain stuff and blah, 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 you know, there's aspects of that, you know, in their freedom as a wealthy family, a wealthy, famous family. They have like certain freedoms they can strut, you know, that the common man can't do comfortably. They can like write out certain things in comfort that would have very negative effects on people at the lower end of the economic class. So I like watched them with interest. So that's what it looks like when you're fully free. Must be nice, you know. So watching their decisions and stuff is actually fun for me personally. You know, I'm not in the company of like calling them names and saying you're weird kids, and like I don't agree with that, and I think it's a symptom of a weak mind, to be honest. What you're projecting on them is you. So, because they have the privilege of living in their freedom that we all want to. It's one of the reasons we want our reparations, that it's long overdue, so we all could, you know, be as free as them, you know. So unless you're walking in that kind of space where you can do so, then we gotta like, the rules are different, you know, and you're either really free or you're pretending to be free with a leash on your neck being dragged for somebody else's stuff. That's what it looks like. So that's my 2 cents on that item. Peace.